How long will it take? The time it will take to sell your home ultimately brews down to demand. General demand in the greater marketplace and specific demand for a home like yours. Now, the quoted number of days can also vary depending on how the number was first calculated. Frustratingly, the supplier of this information can vary their statements based on the start time and the end time. For example, of the two biggest property portals, realestate.com.au and domain.com.au. They both track them very differently. Realestate.com.au tracks the number of median advertised days, whereas domain.com.au splits the suburb into dwelling types and then provides you with an average number of days on the market as advertised for each of those dwelling types. Now, depending on their own internal policies, some of which I know, some of which I don't, it could be taken as being from the first day the property was advertised through to the day it was marked as being under contract, which is when the contract on the property has all of its terms and conditions satisfied. Now, some officers also use that same method and they move those properties that they've sold into the sold section, whilst some don't. However, the actual sale date, that's the date that is listed on the contract for sale, might have been a few weeks earlier. So when you're looking at data that comes from the titles office, which lists the contract date and not the unconditional date, you end up with two different periods. This is why it's confusing. Auction properties, though, they're sold at auction and they're done so on an unconditional basis, which means that the contract date is also the date at which the terms of the contract have been satisfied, which makes them the most accurate measure, the best yardstick, ultimately the barometer for success in the world of real estate. Now, my advice to those of you who are contemplating selling and want to know exactly how long it will take, well, just use a general rule of thumb. Allow about 3 to 4 weeks. If circumstances culminate in a speedy sale where you have plenty of evidence, that is offers and interest supporting your decision, then great, take it. If not, then be prepared to wait a little bit longer.